despite my unworthiness, I live another day. And so I will share a message today about suffering. I often hear people say things like, suffering is a matter of perspective. If you change your mind, you change your perspective, then you can alleviate the suffering, this sort of subjective suffering model, I guess. And although this is true to some extent, it can also be deceptive. I would argue that suffering clearly is a part of God's will for us. If you look at Christ in the garden, his suffering in prayer, like, this is a moment where he is praying to his Father, who he knows loves him and is pleased with him, and yet he is accepting the reality of his own suffering. He's not trying to reframe his circumstances in his mind in order to alleviate his own suffering. He's not deluding himself. He is facing a very hard reality, a hard truth, and it is painful for him. And I think that it's important to be sober-minded, to be honest with yourself, even if it's painful. And this kind of, I'm going to talk my way out of feeling like that, I think, can be harmful, because we need to be willing to accept the truth of our own circumstances so that we can change and make, the right decisions and be better people, do the right things. And if we're unwilling to accept that, we are not perfect the way we are, because a lot of it has to do with people believing that they don't need to change, that there's nothing wrong with them, that just, there's nothing wrong with you, just change your perspective. It's not how it works.